Hello, here Leilani Torres. Let me know where you are watching me from because I have received messages from Cuba, Mexico, different places from Canada, and I think it was England. But I want to know where you are from, where you are watching me from, what time zone are you waking on? So today's figure, we are still in youth. 13, 15 figures, and is famous Barracuda. 12 and under Barracuda it was just simple. And this one is really nice difficulty added to it. Okay, so let's begin. From a back layout position, which is right around here. Okay, give me 1 second. You go to legs are raised to a vertical as the body is submerged to a back pipe position with the toes just under the surface of the water. And this I specified in 12 and under because usually, even in 13, 15, I see how, and I have spoken with judges about this, that they look into how low their toes go underwater, like they go too deep. So make sure that you follow what the rule book says, that is just under the surface. Then it continues saying a rocket split is executed to a rejoin vertical position. So that is from the thrust. It means it has the thrust to a vertical position. Then it opens to split in your max position and you join to a vertical position, hopefully at its max height. Okay, I continue. A vertical descent is executed at the same tempo as the thrust. So vertical descent here, boop, is executed at the same tempo. So of course, if you do a fast tempo on the thrust, then this should be fast too. And then it's completed as the ankles reach the surface of the water. And this is it's a difficult thing because you will need control, you will need tension, you will need water grab so that you can show that position how it's written in the rule book, right? So that is saying up to here. Okay, from there a rapid spin up 180 is executed, followed by a rapid vertical descent. And as you see, it's letting you know that is fast, that is rapid on the way up and on the way down. Okay, after the vertical descent, you just show the vertical descent, no stopping ankles. Just the you need to make sure that the 180 is leveled through uniform, right? And it's fast, right? And then you show the vertical descent. Okay. So let's pay attention here to this, to the numbers. So for example, the first vertical thrust is showing that first thrust is the highest, has the highest numerical value. So that can give you an orientation of where to give your focus on, since it's a very distinct numerical value in comparison to the others. The descent, I think the most important thing here is showing that hold at the ankles. And then is and then is how the rapid spin up. That is a 20 numerical value. Okay. Okay. So where do I see that is gonna be a bit tricky is showing the vertical, showing the split, and showing the next vertical, especially the next vertical and maximum height. When we have trained this in the past, this transition from the back pipe to the thrust, not getting to the vertical is a common error. Not showing that first vertical is a common error. the split being maybe a bit too tight, just to make sure that you show height on the next part. So you do have to train how to hold the vertical at the top as much as possible, right? And for example, when I see, I have seen there's swimmers that do this gesture, like vertical split, vertical, really, really fast. So then they are able to show all of the positions in their max height, right? Because they're really, really fast. But in 13, 15, they're learning how to be this fast, right? So they might need another tool to stay higher. So for example, in my case, when I coach a lot of, I have coached a lot of 13, 15, and what I teach them is to do a bit of more of a water grab. So understanding how to do that hip roll on their own, hopefully much more with their body than with their support. And then using the support or the grab of the water more on the gestures over the surface of the water, right? So starting from a layout position, of course, is easy. So make sure that you show your full extension tension over the surface of the water. This next part, I have seen different versions of it, like going really fast or going slow or control. It should be uniform, like that. It's not about going fast or slow, right? It should be like a normal part of the figure. So I would say it's more control. And judges can jump in this part and talk in the comment section and let me know what is it that you would like to see, because it's important feedback. And I do see different versions in different countries. So it will be awesome if we can level the intention of this beginning part of the Barracuda. Then just under the surface, right? Not much more than that. Up to the ankle, up fast, and all the way under. I will put it again because I have seen that the video gets a bit stuck, and I will try to maybe stop at some points. So for example, trying to go as fast as possible to the vertical. She opened a little bit before, showing the split as much as possible, holding up to the ankle, grabbing water fast on the way up, showing your max height, and then going under. One more time. So grab, water grab, hip roll as fast as possible. She's doing the change already of the hands. I would suggest as much as possible, yes, to do the hip roll. Extend through the vertical at the top. Do more of the hip roll with the legs together, because that is the main part. You need to show that first vertical, right? They put a big 31 numerical value on it. The split rocket, of course, with your max height, of course, level. Show the vertical. She did a good vertical join at a good height. Usually, I've seen this join at the ankles, and you will be seeing this in training too. So to make sure that you train for that extension through, like you want to stay up. Then again, all of these details is my interpretation of what is in the draft of the rule book. On October 3rd, we will know for sure what are the details for this specific figure, okay? Join, hold at the ankle and go to your max height, press, hopefully symmetrical, so maybe to the corner, So for example, here to the a little bit higher here. That's okay, height here, and then max height about there. Boom, and then descend as fast as it went up. Okay. All right. So suggestions do work on separating the efforts in a Barracuda. So I will definitely suggest that you train the hip roll. I usually train it with jugs. I can start like Barracudas, we can spend like 2 hours working on Barracudas, right? Like on their own. So I would, if the swimmer has trouble understanding their vertical line after the roll, I will definitely work her way from the roll up to the vertical line. On the wall, especially even out of the water, right? On the wall with jugs and weights on the ankles, so that they understand. And this one is actually really good, so I'll stop a little bit here. So you put ankle weights and use jugs, right? The objective is that they push through the vertical from the hip up to the line of the ankles. And that is because the weight gives them immediate feedback if they are on their face, if they're using their legs, right? When they are doing the hip roll. And it will make them, like obligate them to use much more the hip so that their legs don't go over the face. And if it's a lot of weight, you know, they're with jugs, so no worries about that. It's about sensation. It's not about like strength work, or it's about conscious, right? Like how does it feel? That sensation is really, really great exercise. Jugs, hip through to the vertical with a lot of weights. If the athlete, so then that's a good way of teaching that line. If you want to use weights for the split rocket, I would definitely suggest that you do progressive work. So little, like 0.5 kilo, not more in the beginning, because it's not about breaking the swimmer, right? We want to take care of the swimmers, and we want to make sure that they are protected. And what we want to teach is their speed, right? With the weights. So then, of course, we can put little weights, and then progressively increase the weight as the 2-3 weeks go by, a month. 2-3 weeks is okay, right? Especially if they're doing the job well. If they are doing really bad technique with weight, you need to make sure that you take away the weights, because you are reinforcing something that is wrong, right? It's not going to make them better because they cannot control the weight. So careful with weight use. So yes, you can do the split on its own. You can do the joint on its own. You can put everything together. You can just do rises in vertical and do that gesture on staying up in torpedo, so that you can have a handle of after the roll, engaging a little bit more the hands, especially for 13-15. They might need the extra tools to maintain the height, especially after the second vertical, right? So like doing torpedo can really help, or on the under, like doing torpedo and then bringing the elbows to the ribs and grabbing water into support. And that can help them also to begin not only break the descent, but also help them grab water for the way up. And then for that spin up, it's about tension, right? It's about water grab. So yeah, I would definitely use I can use paddles to develop that sensation. But it's about training the tightness of the body. If the body is not tight and turning everything at the same time, if it's not there, then it's really, really, really hard to achieve good height at the top and even be fast in that. So even if it's too hard in the beginning, um, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be always hard in the beginning, actually. So just keep on trying, and even if it's hard, I mean, it's fun, right? And I think it's a good skill for these girls, for these swimmers to learn, right? So hopefully this video helped you. Make sure you let me know where you're from. Here, Leilani Torres, your coach from within. I send you a huge hug and hope that all of these tips are helping you and your club and your swimmers and coaches and everywhere in the world. So, huge hug. Take care. Bye.